Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to A Spot of Sunshine. And I just want to say straight up, I'm doing this Tuesday through Friday at 10 a.m. trying to guide people out of the darkness of this pandemic and the darkness of whatever is going on in the world that doesn't seem right, and lead us into joy and sunshine. But I just have to say this because some things happened yesterday in United States that upset me a lot, and I felt almost guilty to talk about joy this morning, but I have to continue spreading joy and love. And maybe that's the thing that will be like a ripple on a lake. Throw a stone across the lake and watch it ripple. Maybe if we all could just start loving a little more and being more joyful and looking at our own bigotry, our own prejudices, we might change the world. So I knew I had to continue with this and do this. Because it's not just race that we have opinions. It just, there's that underlying thing that makes us, I don't know why, it's a human thing apparently in psychology, but it doesn't have to be that we have opinions on anyone or anything that is different than us or that is different than what we believe. We sort of just, I don't know. But we can still love. We have to love. We have to be joyful. We don't have to be. I'm just saying the world will change. But it must start with me. Change begins with me. I cannot sit here and wait for the government to change something, to change the laws. I cannot wait for you to change anything. Change begins with me. I must be the love. I must be the joy. I must be the forgiveness that I want to see in others. And so I was divinely directed in my prayer to do this little reading thing for 7 minutes every morning. And so I'm just going to continue to do this. I'm currently reading out of Hope for the Flowers. And what it says about this book right here is it's a tale, partly about life, partly about revolution, and lots about hope. And it's for adults and others, including caterpillars who can read. Doesn't that sound like fun? So it's a fun book, and it's lighthearted, but it's very profound. So, not to waste any more time on how wonderful I think I am, it's back to the journey. Stripe is the male stripe caterpillar, and yellow is his female counterpart. So Stripe has gone up, followed a bunch of other caterpillars into unknown. He doesn't know where he's going, but he doesn't care. Don't we see that in the world? People following the majority just because it's the majority, so it must be okay. It's not. And his female counterpart, she just has a bad feeling, so she followed her heart and said, no, Stripe, I can't go with you. There's just something wrong about climbing up this ladder to the unknown. I need to stay here. And so she started her process of spinning a cocoon. She's in that process now. And becoming a butterfly. And Stripe is still, for all we know, climbing over others, kicking people in the face to get to the top of where he doesn't even know. Chapter 5, In Hope for the Flowers. Stripe made much faster progress this time. It's climbing up. See, he's climbing the hill. That's all caterpillars. They're all stepping on each other. Doesn't that sound like life? He was bigger and stronger since he had taken time out. From the beginning, he determined to get to the top. He especially avoided meeting the eyes of other crawlers. He knew how fatal such contact could be. He tried not to think of yellow. He disciplined himself neither to feel nor to be distracted. Oh my God, I've seen that. Okay. Stripe didn't seem just disciplined to others. He seemed ruthless. Even among climbers, he was special. He didn't think he was against anybody. He was just doing what he had to do if he was to get to the top. Oh, this is so appropriate for now. Don't blame me if you don't succeed. It's a tough life. Just make up your mind, he would have said had any caterpillar complained. Then one day, he was near his goal. Stripe had done well. But when light finally filtered down from the top, he was close to exhaustion. At this height, there was almost no movement. All held their positions with every skill a lifetime of climbing had taught them. Every small move counted terribly. There was no communication, only the outsides touched. They were like cocoons to one another. Then one day Stripe heard a crawler above him saying, "None of us can get any higher without getting rid of them." Uh-oh. Soon after, he felt tremendous pressure and shaking. Then came screams and falling bodies. Then silence. Lots more light and less weight from above. Stripe felt awful with this new knowledge. The mystery of the pillar was clearing. He now knew what had happened to the 3 caterpillars. He now knew what must always happen on the pillar. Frustration surged through Stripe, but as he was agreeing this was the only way up, he heard a tiny whisper from the top. "There's nothing here at all." It was answered by another. "Quiet, fool. They'll hear you down the pillar. We're where they want to get. That's what's here." Stripe felt frozen. To be so high and not high at all. It only looked good from the bottom. The whisper came again. "Look over there. Another pillar. And there too. Everywhere." Stripe became angry as well as frustrated. "My pillar," he moaned. "Only one of thousands. Millions of caterpillars climbing nowhere. Something is really wrong, but what else is there?" His life with Yellow seemed so far away. That wasn't it either. Not quite. "Yellow!" He let her image fill his being. "You knew something, didn't you? Was it courage to wait? Maybe she was right. I wish I were with her. I could go down," he thought. "I'd look ridiculous, but maybe it's better than what's happening here." But Stripe's thought was interrupted by bursts of movement all over his level. Each seemed to be making a last effort to find some entry to the top. But with every push, the top layer tightened. Finally, one caterpillar gasped, "Unless we try together, nobody will reach the top. Maybe if we give one big push, they can't hold us down forever." Oh, and it's, you know what? They can't hold us down forever. It's 10:08, and, I made a commitment to keep this to 7 minutes. So if tomorrow you tune in, which will be Thursday, we'll finish this chapter. And thank you so much for being here, and have a beautiful day. Have a beautiful day. Thanks for joining me. Bye.